Hey everybody, welcome back to bargainboater.com. Today we're going to talk about spark plugs. We have several brands on the site available for you. Depending on your engine brand, that will dictate what kind of plug you need. So in Mercury, you're going to probably be using the Quicksilver or possibly even the NGK. In Yamaha, they're predominantly all NGK plugs. And over in Evinrude, everything is pretty much Champion. So the principles for spark plugs are all about the same though. You need a tool. When you buy a plug, you should have one of these fellas on your workbench at home. They're available on the site and they're really inexpensive. Not only should you have these on your workbench, because you should be checking your plugs when they come in to make sure they're gapped correctly. The engine manufacturers are quite specific about what they want the gap to be, so you should double check it to ensure optimum performance. But in addition to that, you should be doing interim checks. When you service your engine, they don't always need new plugs. It's okay to pull them, clean them, and re-gap them. And with these special tools, you can check it, make sure they're where they need to be, and if not, fix it and start again. Your engine runs more optimally if you always keep things clean and at factory spec. So I'm going to show you now how to use these two tools. They're really super simple. They have measurements on them in numbers. You'll need to look at your engine's owner's manual to see what your gap should be. Most of the specs are in there for the basic stuff that you need, and if not, you can always call us. We're more than happy to look it up and tell you what it should be. So come on in and we're going to have a look here at some plugs and how to gap them. So now that we're in a little closer here, let me show you. This is a Champion spark plug. It's one of the common ones for our older carbureted motors. It's got a traditional gap style, nothing fancy. On all of our older Johnson Evinrude product, the gap is 30 thousandths. So we're going to come in here and we're going to look at our gap tool and we're going to find the 30 thousandths mark. We're going to hold it flat, find the slot in your gap, and we're going to slide it on. Oftentimes, if it's out, it'll be in a little too close. It's not usually gapped too much. It's usually where they get banged in shipping, and maybe they're in too tight, not open too much. So we'll start at the low end. I started at 20, and I'm just going to slide it around. And you can see I'm not making it very far. It's not at 30 thousandths. So we're going to keep going just a little bit further. You might have to wiggle it to get it to stretch. The electrode and assembly are they're fairly soft, so they move all right. All right, so see, now I've got her at 30 thousandths. That's a perfect gap on a Johnson Evinrude carbureted spark plug. And we just pull it off and we're done. The same principle applies, and I'm going to open this Mercury plug too just so you can see it. This happens to be a Quicksilver plug. They should come with an electrode protector, so because that has a protector on it, I'm going to guess this one's probably pretty close. But for this one, we're going to switch to the other tool. This is a bar style gap tool, and it's got the 20 thousandths, 30 thousandths, the same as the smaller one. That one just fits on your keychain. We're going to slide it on to the bar and then start moving it up. So this plug is gapped at about 30.5 thousandths. So it's perfect. If it were not perfect, there is a tool on the end, a slot, that will help you open the gap if you need to. And if I need to close a gap, I just turn it upside down and tap it on my workbench, a little stiffer than that sometimes, and then recheck it. And I'll just keep tapping. I don't want to slam it or overdo it because I'll damage. If you look real close, you'll see the electrode in there is tiny and pretty fragile. So we don't want to beat on it. We just want to tap it to get it where we want it to be. And if we go a little over, it's okay because we can re-gap it with the tool. So that's just a little bit of information about the plugs that are available on bargainboater.com. There are hundreds of them, so we're sure to have what you need. And the gap tools are available and they're very inexpensive, so we encourage you to have that on your workbench. If you have questions about what your gap should be or how to do these procedures, you can call us. The 800 numbers on the website, we're there Monday through Friday to give you any advice that you need. We're very happy to help with the DIY. And if you want to see a how-to, come back and visit us because there's more videos available for Yamaha, Evinrude, and Mercury on how to install your spark plugs and lots of other things you need to know. Thanks for stopping by. We hope you'll come back to bargainboater.com and check out the other things that we're up to and see us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Have a great day.